What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dash Reacts, and today we're going to check out Norm Macdonald's best jokes on Weekend Update. Let's do it.
Meanwhile, at the University of Nebraska, computer scientists have developed a version of the internet that is up to 100 times faster than the current system. According to analysts, those using the new system to log on to America Online will
Whoa! Blast from the past! Does anybody remember America Online? Wow, they had like the little CDs. Whatever happened? How did that company break apart? Wow. Okay, we got to go back.
Of the internet that is up to 100 times faster than the current system. According to analysts, those using the new system to log on to America Online will now be disconnected in 3/1000th of a second. You ever get on the computer? Do you know anything about them? Well, this coming Monday is Oscar night, and 3 films, The English Patient, Secrets and Lies, and Shine, are locked in a tight race in the category Best Picture There's Not a Chance in Hell I Will Ever See. No interest at all in seeing those. In music news, Dr. Jack Kevorkian has performed and recorded a 1-hour CD of his own jazz compositions for the flute. You know, Dr. Kevorkian, I've listened to your CD, and I've got some advice. Don't quit your day job, all right? You know, murdering old people, stick with that. Stay away from the flute and stick with the murdering old people. This is my advice. Earlier today, the biggest auction ever of Beatles memorabilia took place in Tokyo. Among the one-of-a-kind items on the block were Paul McCartney's birth certificate, a white Mercedes-Benz owned by John Lennon, and rarest of all, a photo of George Harrison not looking haggard.
You know what's funny? Like, I didn't really listen to much Beatles music until I came to Japan, and then you meet foreigners from other places that have different kinds of music, and then you kind of share an appreciation for it. I just thought that was interesting.
Have you ever seen one when you think about it? Say they are developing a pill which can give women orgasms without having sex.
Oh. The crowd.
Read all about this revolutionary discovery in my new book, The World's Most Dangerous Drug. The women clapped at the premise and the men clapped at the punchline. Oprah Winfrey's longtime boyfriend, Stedman Graham, has written a new book called You Can Make It Happen, a 9-step plan for success. Step number 1, become Oprah Winfrey's boyfriend.
I knew he was going to do it.
Then the other 8 are just hang around. Two people. Oh, drats. Two homeless people who met at a soup kitchen were married in front of homeless guests at the very same soup kitchen. For those who want to give the couple a wedding gift, they are registered at Kansas City's District 5 recycling pen. I wonder who's going to win this case. The mother of the 2 children, or the guy who had his penis twisted into a fake vagina. It's a tough call. You got the guy who fashioned a vagina-like thing, and then you got the mother.
I wonder what would happen if he was still doing Weekend Update right now. If he would still be as bold, because I know he would catch some heat. Because Norm's going to say it. I know he would catch heat.
In Los Angeles this week, actor Arnold Schwarzenegger underwent heart surgery to repair a faulty heart valve. Doctors were concerned because during a routine examination of Schwarzenegger, they got a little turned on. They became concerned, you know, and something like that will happen, you know. Let's pause for thought for whatever. Last week in Tampa, Florida, William Santiago, a mail carrier for 27 years, was fired from his job and now faces up to 5 years in jail for keeping 2 magazines which had been sent to a non-existent address. Postal officials admit that they could have let him off with just a warning, but then he wouldn't come back someday and shoot 30 people. So,
I guess that's fair.
they decided to be a little strict. In South Dakota, inmates at the state penitentiary say that a new policy which allows officials to read their mail is an example of the routine violations of individual rights in prison. A better example would be the daily anal rape. I guess they want to start off small and then work up to the daily anal rape. You know, they'll start off with the reading their mail, you know. In other music news, Paul McCartney will take part in his first live online chat, May the 17th, and a record 2.5 million calls have already come in from people hoping to have an actual moment of contact with the former Beatle. Although it should be noted that 2 million of those calls came from Ringo Starr. So, you factor that into it, I'll go over here. Real estate mogul Donald Trump announced this week that after 3.5 years of marriage, he is seeking a divorce from wife Marla Maples. According to Trump, Maples violated part of their marriage agreement when she decided to turn 30.
Yeah, it's true.
Unacceptable. Well, last week in Cleveland, the rock group Crosby, Stills, and Nash was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In addition, a special Lifetime Achievement Award was presented to David Crosby's liver. Congratulations, David Crosby's liver.
Stupid.
In Washington, D.C., public school officials are asking parents to help pay for needed equipment, such as a new state-of-the-art surveillance system that one area school has requested. According to the school's principal, the new system will help him monitor cheerleaders that he claims like to vandalize school property while showering. I don't think he's a good principal at all, that character. Yesterday, the House Budget Committee approved an outline of the deal between President Clinton and congressional leaders to balance the budget. But both sides caution it is not set in stone. In order to become official, of course, it must still be approved by this Chinese guy here. He's got a... What, boo, what the hell? No reason to boo anything. A new survey by the Washington Post reports that D.C. Mayor Marion Barry's popularity among city residents has dropped to its lowest point in 5 years. However, Mayor Barry insists he has no interest in polls, or for that matter, anything else that isn't crack. Yes.
Barry caught a lot of heat, man. Yeah. I remember him catching heat on In Living Color as well. Like, they roasted that man. Right? Because I forgot the whole story. Because did they catch him in a hotel with crack? Like, I'm trying to remember how it all went down. If they caught him on camera, I can't remember. But, yeah, he caught hell. I haven't really heard about him since.
Really has no interest in it. How good are polls going to do it? Former President Ronald Reagan is selling his Santa Barbara ranch to the federal government, which will turn it into a California state park. In what can best be described as a sweetheart deal for Reagan, he will get $5 million for the 700-acre ranch, and he will still think he owns it. The rich get richer, you know? Ridiculous. According to new medical research, crack babies are as happy and healthy as normal children. You know, that's amazing, you know, because I thought they'd be much happier with all that crack in their system, you know. It's crazy. In a recent interview on the subject of parenting, Jane Fonda admitted that it wasn't easy to talk to her children about sex, but she felt it was necessary because she did not want them to learn about sex the way that she did, by reading North Vietnamese propaganda pamphlets. We're not going to forget that. Hanoi Jane. A new development in the
Sorry, I guess I missed the reference. Must be a movie. All right, movie reference. All right.
Albert story. This week, his accuser, Vanessa Perhatch, decided to go public, allowing news agency to print her name and picture. Following the publications of the photograph, legal experts were left wondering, who was the real victim? Not easy on the eye. You're forced to pay 3.7.
And then you had to highlight what his joke was. So stupid.
Not easy on the eye. He's been forced to pay $3.75 million to settle a sex discrimination suit brought by male job applicants who claim that its policy of hiring only women is unfair. The settlement was hailed as a landmark case for guys who try to ruin everything. You want to go to Hooters and a dude shows up at your table, you know? And in entertainment news, Ellen DeGeneres and lover Anne Hesh have announced that they want to have a baby. However, their plan has hit a snag. They are both women.
You can't tell me Norm doing Weekend Update these days. You can't tell me this man wouldn't run headfirst into cancel culture.
It is not possible to have a child. In Massachusetts, the 119-acre Dunn Pond State Park has the state's first nature trail designed for the handicapped. Along the trail, you will find a rich variety of birds, lizards, and insects, all of them handicapped. So, it's not really a very good trail, you know? According to a new survey by the Women's Vote Project, women would be more likely to vote if they could send in ballots by mail or if polls were open longer. Also, more women would vote if you were permitted to bake your vote. They like to bake. Visitors to Yellowstone National Park are being advised to carry pepper spray to defend themselves against bears. According to park officials...
Really? You think that's going to stop a bear? You think that's going to stop a bear from hurting you? I don't think it is. I think you're done. Use it. I mean, do what you can to survive, but I think you're a goner. If a bear wants to eat you, he's probably going to eat you.
Officials, pepper spray is inexpensive, and it is far more effective against bears than their first idea, which was honey spray. That didn't work out at all. That worked completely counter to the sources in Hollywood. A religious group in Chile is trying to ban a new Claudia Schiffer film which features explicit lesbian sex scenes. According to the group, sex between two women is an abomination before God, almost as blasphemous as sex between a woman and David Copperfield. I don't know which is worse, which is more of an abomination. Exotic dancers say a city ordinance requiring them to keep 4 feet away from their customers will put them out of business in Shoreline, Washington. Or, as I now refer to it, Nazi Germany. Quite a world we live in. Incidentally, Ms. Maston will be represented in her civil suit by feminist attorney Gloria Allred, who is also quite unattractive. No box of chocolates, that one. Exposure to secondhand smoke dramatically increases a non-smoker's risk of getting heart disease and lung cancer. Jubilant tobacco company executives say the study proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that non-smoking can kill you.
You tried to swat through it.
That one wasn't very good, but try to laugh anyway, because it helps Farley have a little rest. And in London, British scientists have created a frog embryo without a head. a breakthrough that could lead to the production of headless human clones to provide organs and tissue for transplant, as well as horrific nightmares for the rest of my life. I can't deal with this kind of stuff anymore. And in New Orleans this week, Doonesbury creator Gary Trudeau was honored by the Drug Policy Foundation, a group which seeks to legalize marijuana. Also honored this week by the foundation, weed. They honor that every week. It's a multiple honoree. Meanwhile, O.J. Simpson's Brentwood estate officially went on sale this week with an asking price of $3.9 million. According to realtors, some of the home's highlights include a newly renovated gourmet kitchen and a luxurious master bathroom with separate sinks for murderer and murderee. Murderer, murderee. New York City Mayor Rudolph Giuliani cruised to re-election with 57% of the vote. The mayor credits his victory to strict enforcement of quality of life ordinances, while loser Ruth Messenger blamed her defeat on low voter turnout by aggressive panhandlers and squeegee men. She was expecting them to show up strongly. Sad story from the world of entertainment this week. Talk show host Ricki Lake had to get rid of her dog Dudley after the pooch became too aggressive with her 7-month-old son Milo. A clearly saddened Lake said, "It broke my heart to get rid of that dog, but he was delicious."
They always used to get on Ricki Lake about her weight. Remember Ricki Lake? I know a lot of people remember her from the talk show, her talk show. I think the first place I saw Ricki Lake, don't ask me why I've seen this movie so much, Hairspray, the movie Hairspray. My sisters put me onto it, okay? All right?
She ate a whole dog. This week, a milestone in rock music. REM drummer Bill Berry has announced that he is quitting the band. Berry, who has been with REM for 17 years, says the decision to leave was entirely mutual between himself and his giant eyebrow. They talked it over and they decided it was best for both of them. The Franklin Mint has announced plans to market a Princess Diana porcelain doll. And the timing of the move has made some people very unhappy. Critics charge that the doll is in poor taste, and they're even more upset about the Franklin Mint's other new offering, porcelain landmines. You can play with them together if you want. Last weekend in Washington, a new museum dedicated to broadcast jerk. Bah! What the fuck was that?
Bloopers.
Last weekend in Washington, a new museum. My farewell performance. Last weekend. And finally, when Richard Gere made his first appearance recently on the Oprah Winfrey Show, the two got along famously. But all that may change when the actor hears about this month's Oprah Winfrey Book Club selection. It's called What Really Happened by Richard Gere's Gerbil.
I vaguely remember hearing a story like that, but I never really looked into it. Richard Gere and a gerbil. Interesting.
Crazy. Okay, folks, that's the news. Have a good thing.
If you enjoyed this reaction, please make sure to give this video a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.